When I call your name, please respond. Pamela Nicola.
Present.
Thank you. Bobby Anastoff.
Present.
Thank you. Anupa Jain.
Present.
Thank you. Paige Gangloff. Ken Snow. Megan Sheldon.
Present.
Thank you. Anthony Dudley.
Present.
Thank you. Edward Martin. Ryan Hall. Christopher Mitchell.
Present.
Thank you. Jennifer Peterson.
Present.
Thank you. Beret Kimball.
Present.
Thank you. Kelly Lowe. Michael Bird.
Present.
Thank you. Christina Browning. Brian Cassens.
Present.
Thank you. Stephanie Pizzell. Christina Hoppus. Jamie McCracken.
Present.
Thank you. Kelly Howard. Mr. Chair, we have a quorum.
Fantastic. A quorum is now present. Good afternoon, members of the MAG Water Quality Advisory Committee. This meeting is now called to order. A couple housekeeping items to start. For those around the table, please turn on your microphone when speaking. For those participating via Zoom, please state your name when making a comment or asking a question. The MAG public comment process allows members of the public to comment on items that fall under MAG's jurisdiction. If you would like to comment at today's meeting, please complete the request to speak card. MAG staff can assist with any questions you may have. If you parked in the garage, a validation stamp is available on the counter. If you purchased a transit ticket to come to the meeting, please see staff for a ticket. Hearing assisted devices are available from MAG staff. That brings us to item number 2, call to the audience. This is the opportunity for the public to comment on items that fall under MAG's jurisdiction that are not on the agenda, informational items or items on the agenda for discussion and not for action. 15 minutes will be provided for the call to audience unless the chair requests an exception to this limit. Are there any requests to speak from audience members? Seeing none. MAG also provides the opportunity for members of the public to submit written comments via the MAG website. Any comments received 2 hours prior to the meeting have been shared with the committee members in advance of the meeting for consideration, will be included in the formal meeting minutes. MAG staff, have we received any online written comments for the call to audience?
Mr. Chair, no written comments were received.
None were received. Thank you very much. That takes us to item number 3, approval of the March 5th, 2026 meeting minutes. Does any member of the committee have any questions regarding the meeting minutes in the packet? Hearing none, prior to approval of the meeting minutes, there is an opportunity for members of the public to comment. Are there any comments from the public? None in person. MAG staff, have we received any online written comments for this item?
Mr. Chair, no written comments were received.
No written comments received online. Is there a motion to approve agenda item number 3?
Chris Mitchell Mesa, motion to approve meeting minutes for March 5th, 2026.
All right, we have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
We have a second from Brian Cassens from Scottsdale. Roll call vote will be taken at this time by Lisa Young.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Members of the committee, when I call your name, please state your vote. Pamela Nicola.
Approve.
Thank you. Mr. Chair.
Aye.
Thank you. Bobby Anastoff.
Approved.
Thank you. Anupa Jain.
Aye.
Thank you. Megan Sheldon.
Aye.
Thank you. Anthony Dudley.
Aye.
Thank you. Christopher Mitchell.
Aye.
Thank you. Jennifer Peterson.
Aye.
Thank you. Beret Kimball.
Aye.
Thank you. Michael Bird.
Aye.
Thank you. Brian Cassens.
Aye.
Thank you. Jamie McCracken.
Aye.
Thank you. Did I miss anyone? Mr. Chair, we have a unanimous vote.
Fantastic. That takes us to item number 4. I now open the public hearing on the draft MAG 208 Water Quality Management Plan Amendment For the City of Mesa Northwest Water Reclamation Plant, Arizona Pollutant Discharge Elimination System permit discharges to the East Maricopa floodway. We begin with a briefing on the draft amendment. Following the briefing, hearing participants are invited to make comments for the public record. A court reporter is present to provide an official record of the hearing. Written comments are also welcome. For those wishing to speak on the draft 208 plan amendment, please complete a request to speak card located on the meeting room counter and hand it to MAG staff. Spencer Taylor, City of Mesa, will introduce the item. Peter Oweski, Black and Veatch, will present this item. Gentlemen, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and members of the committee. My name is Spencer Taylor. I'm a supervising engineer with the City of Mesa Water Resource Department. We at the City of Mesa have the past 7 years been working on a project to connect the Northwest plant to the rest of our reclaim system to send water to the Gila River Indian community. One of our engineers on that project and in charge of the plant improvements is Black and Veatch. Peter Olszewski's from Black and Veatch to go over the project and some of the details and answer any questions. I'll turn over to Peter.
Thank you, Spencer. Good afternoon, Chairperson Day and members of the committee. I'm Peter Olszewski. I'm a senior engineering manager in the Phoenix office of Black and Veatch, and I've been the engineering manager on the Central Mesa reuse pipeline plants project for the detailed engineering and construction phases of the project for about the past 4 years now. I have a brief presentation regarding the plants project, a little introduction into the project, an overview of the project, some specifics regarding the MAG 208 plan amendment, specifically for the Northwest reclamation plant. And I don't really have next steps. I'll elaborate briefly on those, and then I'll be in a position to take some questions. And if the committee members have any questions while I'm making my presentation, please feel free to ask them. This graphic is an overview of the Central Mesa Reuse Pipeline project, which is a water exchange project with the Gila River Indian community. There are two components to this project: the pipelines, which are shown in the violet, green, orange, and blue colors, and then the pump stations, which were the responsibility of Black and Veatch, pipelines being the responsibility of other engineering consultants. There are actually four pump stations that we worked on. In the upper left is the effluent pump station at the Northwest Water Reclamation Plant. We have a new intermediate pump station at the intersection of Val Vista Drive and Thomas Road. We made some modifications to the effluent pump station at the Southeast Water Reclamation Plant and added a valve station on the south at the Greenfield Water Reclamation Plant. A little more specifics here, and we're going to focus on Northwest. At Northwest, we added a surge tank and surge relief valves. Again, we added this 18 million gallon per day intermediate pump station with some surge protection at Val Vista and Thomas Roads. Replaced two effluent pumps at the Southeast plant and added the control valves at the Greenfield plant. Regarding the MAG 208 plan amendment, the permitted flow rate we're discussing and is permitted for the Northwest Water Reclamation Plant is 18 million gallons per day. Current permitted discharge are to basins adjacent to the Northwest plant, some beneficial purposes under a reclaimed water permit. There's an agreement with the Salt River Pima Maricopa Indian community, and then there are planned discharges to the Granite Reef underground storage project. Additional discharges that will be added to this are to the Gila River Indian community. That would be a continuous discharge of reclaimed water. And then an intermittent discharge to the East Maricopa floodway. This is the permit discharge that's requiring the MAG 208 plan amendment. Again, additional discharges from the Southeast Water Reclamation Plant are existing to the EMF outfall, and that's being also modified to add potential northwest water reclamation flows. All of these flows are combined in the pipelines that were in the first graphic that was represented. At the Greenfield Water Reclamation Plant, there is an existing EMF outfall, and again, also modified to add northwest flows if needed. Again, both of these flows to EMF are very intermittent and probably quite rare. Let me make sure I'm in the right slide here. Yes. So since we're talking about Northwest, just an overview of Northwest. This is an aerial photograph of the Northwest Water Reclamation Plant. The plant produces a Class A+ effluent and Class B biosolids. The modifications that we've made to the Northwest plant as part of the CMRP project are in the vicinity of item number 7 there in the upper right-hand corner, which is the effluent pump station. Again, just an overview of Northwest and the CMRP. We've taken this graphic and really all we've added to this is we've got the discharges that are existing to the Salt River, to those basins, to the GRUSP, and we're adding the EMF and GRIC discharges to Northwest. A little more detail. This is an engineering drawing of those improvements at the effluent pump station. Really nothing more than a surge tank, which is the item on the right. And then to the left is an air compressor. That's a component of this surge tank. Really, these are to protect the effluent pumps from any damage that could be incurred by a surge in the pipeline. That surge would be absorbed by this surge control system. We're not making any capacity changes to the Northwest plant in terms of flows and no process changes. Still the same treatment process, both wet stream and solid stream. The intermediate pump station will be the primary recipient of Northwest reclaimed water. This actually is a physical break between the Northwest effluent system and the south recipient system of the Central Mesa reuse project. So the water from Northwest will be conveyed into an on-site 500,000 gallon storage tank. And from there, it will be pumped south into the pipeline system. It will be mingled with the southeast flows and make its way to the Gila River Indian community. There is provision in that tank that if there's a failure, we have a passive overflow that would take that water to the Granite Reef underground storage project. And that concludes my presentation. Happy to try and address any questions that anyone may have.
Thank you, Peter and Spencer. At this time, public comments are invited on the draft 208 amendment. Please note that an opportunity for committee questions and discussion on the draft amendment will be provided under the next agenda item. Do we have any comments or questions from the public? Hearing none. MAG staff, have we received any online written comments?
Mr. Chair, no written comments were received.
Fantastic. MAG appreciates your interest in regional water quality management planning issues. At this time, I would like to close the public hearing and request that the court reporter and the transcript. Thank you much. And that takes us to item number 5 of this afternoon, the draft MAG 208 Water Quality Management Plan Amendment for the City of Mesa Northwest Water Reclamation Plant, Arizona Pollutant Discharge Elimination System permit discharges to the East Maricopa Floodway. And this item is on the agenda for action. The recommended action is to approve the draft MAG 208 Water Quality Management Plan Amendment for the City of Mesa Northwest Water Reclamation Plant, Arizona Pollutant Discharge Elimination System permit discharges to the East Maricopa Floodway. Do any committee members have any questions or comments on this item? Not seeing any in person. Are there any comments or questions from committee members online?
Mr. Chair, no written comments were received and we do not have any online requests.
In that case, do we have a motion to approve this item?
Brian Casson, City of Scottsdale, motion to approve.
Fantastic. Do we have a second?
Bobby Anastasso, City of Buckeye, second.
Perfect. A roll call vote will be taken by Lisa Young at this time.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Members of the committee, when I call your name, please state your vote. Pamela Nicola,
Aye.
thank you. Mr. Chair,
Aye.
thank you. Bobby Anastaff,
Aye.
thank you. Anupa Jain,
Aye.
thank you. Megan Sheldon,
Aye.
thank you. Anthony Dudley,
Aye.
thank you. Christopher Mitchell,
Aye.
thank you. Jennifer Peterson,
Aye.
thank you. Beret Kimball,
Aye.
thank you. Michael Byrd,
Aye.
thank you. Brian Cassens,
Aye.
thank you. Stephanie Pizzell,
Aye.
thank you. Jamie McCracken,
Aye.
thank you. Did I miss anyone?
Christina Hoppus.
Thank you. Christina, how do you vote?
I vote aye, please.
You.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair, we have a unanimous vote.
Great. That takes us to item number 6 on the agenda. This item is on the agenda for information and discussion only. Julie Hoffman of Maricopa Association of Governments will present this item. Julie, go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, members of the committee. Today, we wanted to brief you on some proposed changes to wastewater treatment plant regulations and the impact on the MAG 28 program. In Maricopa County, wastewater treatment facilities are regulated by the Maricopa County Environmental Services Department and the Arizona Department of Environmental Quality. And to avoid duplicative oversight, the county is proposing to eliminate its engineering design reviews and inspections of wastewater treatment facilities. As a result, MEG would no longer be coordinating with the county on determining if a facility is consistent with the 208 plan. And that coordination then will occur solely between MEG and ADEQ moving forward. We provided this presentation to the MEG Management Committee and MEG Regional Council in March and just wanted to make this committee also aware of these proposed changes. First, if I could start with a little bit of background on the 208 and our program here at MAG and the importance of it. The MAG 2A plan provides a process for the regional review of wastewater treatment facilities to make sure that wastewater treatment needs of this region are being met without negative environmental impacts over a 20-year planning horizon. Impacts from wastewater treatment facilities such as reuse, recharge, discharge, often cross jurisdictional boundaries, and the MAG 2A process allows for the review of new wastewater treatment facilities or major changes to existing facilities by the MAG member agencies. And once those have been reviewed and approved, they become part of the MAG 2A Water Quality Management Plan. Now, this program all started with the Clean Water Act, and the objective of the act is to restore and maintain the chemical, physical, and biological integrity of the nation's waters. Section 208 specifically requires the development and implementation of area-wide waste treatment management plans, such as our 208 plan. It also requires the governor to designate a single representative organization capable of developing these plans. So in 1974, Governor Williams designated MAG as the Regional Water Quality Management Planning Agency for Maricopa County. And it's in that capacity then that MEG prepares and maintains the 208 Water Quality Management Plan. That plan consists of 2 major elements. The point source element, which is what we talk mostly about. It describes the wastewater treatment configuration for the region over a 20-year planning horizon. And then there's a non-point source element that generally describes regional surface and groundwater quality and programs that are designed to control non-point source pollution. The MAG 2A plan is a key guiding document that's used for granting permits for wastewater treatment facilities in the region. Consistency with the MAG 2A plan is required for permits and approvals issued by ADEQ and the Maricopa County Environmental Services Department. In order to receive these permits, a wastewater treatment facility must be identified in the MAG 2A plan to be and determined consistent. And if it's not, MAG has an established 2A process that is used to add new facilities or facilities undergoing major changes to be included in the plan, allowing those permits to be issued, similar to the Mesa amendment we just discussed. MAG coordinates on this, determining if a new facility or major change is consistent with the 2A plan. That coordination occurs with ADEQ for aquifer protection permits and a ZIPD permits. Also occurs with the county for their approvals to construct. Now, if the county's proposed changes are approved, where they're to eliminate its engineering design review and inspections of wastewater treatment facilities, that 2A consistency will no longer be required by the county, as I mentioned earlier. So MAG would be coordinating only with ADEQ. Now, historically, MAG has really relied on its strong relationship with the county in determining 2A consistency, and which has really resulted in very timely reviews. So it'll be very important moving forward that MAG has a close coordination with ADEQ to maintain the effectiveness of the 208 program. A little bit on the county's proposed changes. So the county is proposing to remove regulatory oversight of wastewater treatment plants from the Maricopa County Environmental Health Code. In doing so, it would eliminate dual regulation of the wastewater treatment plants, since they're also regulated by the Arizona Department of Environmental Quality. The county has noted that the engineering design reviews and inspections that they conduct for wastewater treatment plants that authority has not been delegated to the county by ADEQ. Also, Maricopa County is the only county in Arizona that has its own wastewater treatment plant engineering review program. So after considering these points and coordinating with ADEQ about roles and responsibilities on wastewater treatment plant regulations, the county is proposing to discontinue, as I mentioned, its engineering design reviews and inspections. The county would continue to review and approve wastewater infrastructure and also water treatment plants, as those areas have been delegated to the county from ADEQ. ADEQ will then be the one to review and approve continue to review and approve wastewater treatment plants, which will include issuing permits, verifying conformance with the 208 plan, and then conducting those inspections. Here's a timeline that the county has provided on their proposed changes. It started back in November in terms of briefing the Board of Supervisors on these proposed changes for discontinuing those reviews of wastewater treatment plants. In December, they opened up the EROP case and started stakeholder outreach. The proposed changes goes to the Board of Health twice. The first meeting was in January. That was then followed by additional stakeholder outreach from mid-February to mid-March. Then today, actually, I believe it's still this afternoon, is the second Board of Health meeting where the county the Board of Health will take action on those proposed changes, which will then go to the Board of Supervisors formal hearing for approval in June. I wanted to touch on ADEQ's regulations as well regarding wastewater treatment plants and some of the changes that they're going to be making or recently committed to. First, as many of the committee is aware of, these programs that ADEQ has, the first being the ZIPDs program, which applies to any wastewater treatment plant that discharges to a regulated water body with the objective to protect surface water quality. The second is the APP program, which applies to all wastewater treatment plants to protect groundwater quality. And these permits are tied to the 208 program through the Arizona Administrative Code. The Arizona Administrative Code requires that wastewater treatment plants be consistent with the certified area-wide water quality management plan, in our case, MAG's 2A plan, in order to receive a ZIPDs and APP permit approvals. Now, ADEQ has acknowledged that they have been remiss in their 208 requirements and has recently recommitted to its 208 obligations. Those have included updating their standard work to reflect the need for consistency with the 208 plan as they're working through a permit application. On March 31st, ADEQ did a 208 training of their APP and a ZIPD staff so that it's being consistently implemented across the different departments there and permit writers. ADEQ has also revised its 208 consistency form and will be using that with the applications that now come in. The applicants will be required to fill that out when applying for an APP or a ZIPDs, which will help expedite consistency. And finally, ADEQ has committed to better communication with MAG and the other designated planning agencies. This includes providing a single point of contact for the DPAs, as well as early notification of permit applications. And again, really the purpose there is to make sure that we're coordinating early on in the process and we can streamline it and make sure that permits are being issued as quickly as possible. Also, it's important to note when I mentioned other DPAs that the 208 program is a statewide program. So these commitments that ADEQ has made here for MAG apply across the entire state. So they will affect and improve communication and 208 reviews throughout the entire state. So just in summary, the MAG 208 plan provides an important process for the review of new facilities or facilities undergoing major changes by the MAG member agencies. If the county eliminates its engineering design reviews and inspections for wastewater treatment facilities, that 208 consistency review will only occur between MAG and ADEQ moving forward. Now, as I mentioned earlier, MAG has really relied on its longstanding partnership with the county on these 208 consistency reviews so that they've been done timely and avoided permit delays. So moving forward, it will be very important that we have strong coordination between MAG and ADEQ to maintain an effective 208 process. And the commitments that ADEQ has made will ensure the local government's participation in determining the wastewater treatment needs of the region. In terms of next steps, MAG will continue to work with the county and ADEQ through these proposed changes. And whatever those final changes may be, we'll be reflecting those as part of our overall process here at MAG for 208. Again, we just wanted to make the MAG member agencies and the committee here aware of these proposed changes that could be occurring, and be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Julie. Do any members of the committee have any questions or comments?
I'll just say, it's just, so this is streamlining the work. Nothing really ultimately end of the game changes. Everything's still being followed, further to MAG 208, right? So.
Yes, Mr. Chair, Mr. Mitchell, yeah, that's correct. So on our end, our process will still be the same. It's just we won't have that consistency review with the county anymore. So we've just wanted to emphasize the importance of working with ADEQ moving forward, and that we have a close relationship so that we can make sure that any new permit applications come in will be reviewed in a timely manner so that we don't have any type of permit delays. So in our process, it'll just reflect at the end, once it's gone through everything, that we coordinate just with DEQ. It won't be that we'll be notifying the county because they won't need that same notification for their approval to construct, since they won't be issuing that anymore.
Okay, well, sounds good. Sounds efficient.
Chair, this is Megan from the city of Glendale.
Go ahead, Megan.
Yes, I was just wondering, Julie, if you could give a timeline on when the next update or revision to the 208 plan will occur now that there's there may be new regulation or new process to remove the county from the review process?
Sure, Mr. Chair, Ms. Sheldon. So in terms of an update to the MAG 208 plan, that's something that we have been thinking about and something that we would are considering as part of our next Unified Planning Work Program update. We have a work program that runs on a 2-year cycle. So we're starting to work on our next one. But that's something that would be funded through our MAG member agencies. So something that we need to take to our member agencies and make sure that that's something that they're willing to fund moving forward. But something that, we're at a point where it could stand to be updated. So we just want to make sure that our member agencies are aware of the costs associated with that, but and look at what type of updates we could make, since we would need to hire a consultant to probably help with that update.
Thank you, Julie. Any other questions or comments from members online? Hearing none. Julie, thank you for the presentation. I have no doubt that MAG is going to build the same longstanding partnership with ADQ as they have historically with the county. All right, that takes us to item number 7, request for future agenda items. This is an opportunity for committee members to request topics or issues of interest they would like to have considered for discussion at a future meeting. Anyone in person have any suggestions? Hearing none. Anybody online have any suggestions for topics for future meetings? Also hearing none. If at any time an individual on the committee comes up with an idea for a topic, please email that suggestion over to Julie Hoffman with MAG. And that'll take us to item number 8, comments from the committee. This is an opportunity for committee members to present a brief summary of current events. As a reminder, the committee is not allowed to propose, discuss, deliberate, or take action on any matter in this summary unless the specific matter is properly noticed for legal action. Anyone in person want to make a comment? Hearing none. Anyone online from the committee like to take this opportunity to make an open comment? Hearing none, then I'll go ahead and wrap up this item by saying I was reminded just at the start of this meeting that Arizona Water is this week. I hope to see everyone there. This is going to be the 99th iteration of this conference. It's definitely going to be a great conference. If you see me walking around the exhibit halls, please say hello. I will be there on Tuesday and Wednesday this week. And that takes us to item number 9. The Water Quality Advisory Committee meets on an as-needed basis. The committee will be notified of the next scheduled meeting. There is no scheduled meeting as of now. Business is now concluded, and this